angry about it or you get upset about it. It shouldn't be like that. So if you react in that way, if you get angry or if you get upset or you get sad by just listening to someone who is being offensive to you, so this doesn't show up your emotional maturity. Emotional maturity is about that you have balance over your sentiments and your emotions. You neither get sad nor you get happy too much, nor you get sentimental or you get angry about it. Okay, the next thing that comes under gentleman behavior is empathy. Now empathy is also very important. Empathy is that you have understanding for the other person, that yes, whatever he is doing might be something which can happen to me also. Okay, so if you don't empathize with your members of discussion, it won't make proper sense. So if your gentleman behavior is that yes, whatever you're speaking, it is okay and this might happen to me also someday at some point of time. Okay, the next thing is polite interaction. Now this go hand in hand with your emotional maturity. Okay, if you are not polite, your expression won't make sense. Okay, you need to be polite when you are discussing things. You need to have a smile, you need to raise your points, you need to make your points by polite interactions. Okay, you need to say in a way that people should accept it. Okay, so polite interaction helps in the way people judge you. Okay, so this can be one of the points of gentleman behavior. The next thing is patience. Okay, now patience is one of the key components of a gentleman. Okay, a characteristic of a gentleman. If a gentleman is not patient, he should be patient. There shouldn't be any kind of anxiety within you that you are anxious about speaking something, or if you are interrupting someone, so that this doesn't show up your gentleman behavior. You need to be patient, you need to be cool, calm and relaxed, that yes, my turn will also come and I will speak in a different way. Okay, so patience is also one of the important things of your gentleman behavior, and this is being judged. Okay, so you should remember this, that you need to be patient and this is being judged by someone. The last thing is negotiation skills. Now this happens in every group discussion, that there is a kind of difference of opinion in each one of the members, or there might be difference of opinions with different members, that you may not agree with someone who is speaking about the topic. So you come up and validate your point and you say that what the gentleman said is something that is not acceptable, and this is how you try to pose your point. Okay, students, so negotiation also becomes a part of your gentleman behavior, and this is being judged. So in your gentleman behavior, these are the things which will be judged. The next component is leadership skills. The first thing is team spirit. Now students, you should take the group discussion as if you are a part of team. If you don't think you are a part of team, you won't be able to be a part of team. Okay, discussion is supposed to be that you come to a decision or conclusion, okay, with each one's consent. So if you don't believe that this is a team and we need to come to a decision or conclusion, you will never be an active participant in the group discussion. The next thing is adaptability. Okay, students, a leader is supposed to be adaptable. He adapts the environment and responds in the most effective way. Okay, so adaptability is also one of the key points of leadership. So if you don't adapt the situation and if you feel that this is uncomfortable, so that won't make sense. Okay, so this is being judged, that whether you are adaptable or not, whether you are becoming friendly or not with the people, whether you are becoming a part of the team or not. Okay, the next thing under leadership skills is mental and physical energy. Now students, while you are speaking, while you are interacting with people, your mental and physical energies are displayed. Okay, physical and mental energy does not only limit that you are talking properly or you are standing properly or your gestures are proper, but the way you talk, the way you discuss things shows up your mental and physical energy, the positive energy that we say. So they are judging your mental and physical positive energy, that do you have that positive energy within you or not. The next thing is integrity. Okay, integrity is all about knowing people. Okay, you come to know that whether your opponents are there, whether your supporters are there, and then you come and you understand each one of them, and then you respond that yes, he has a point, I have a point, the third person might have his point, and then you respect each one's opinion, and then you finally think it that yes, each one is a member and each one has the right to say his or her point. So this is a kind of thing that is required to be a leader. Next thing is convincing ability. Now this is a kind of thing which also goes with negotiation skills. Now if you are not able to convince the people, then you can't be a leader. A leader is supposed to be someone who can convince people, especially when he comes up with new ideas. Okay, so convincing ability is also being judged when you are doing a group discussion. Okay, the last thing is conviction. Now conviction, students, conviction itself says that you should have faith in yourself. Whatever you are speaking, whatever you are discussing, you should have faith within yourself that yes, whatever I am speaking, it should be something which is substantial. You have that faith within yourself that yes, I can make a difference, or I can bring the discussion into a minute or larger detail. Fine. Next, now students, there is a question, what is the structure of a group discussion? How is this done? Okay, so now in group discussion, there is a group who sits in a circle or U-shaped sitting arrangement, and there are 3 to 15 people, and they might be given choice to sit, that in which position do you want to sit, and there is a kind of discussion. And as far as the evaluation is concerned, a panel observes all the members. Okay, when it is an evaluation process, there are some people who observe all such 4 components, that is your knowledge, your communication skills, your leadership skills, and your gentleman behavior. Okay, so there is a panel who monitors you. When it is about organizational and other group discussions, they don't have a kind of panelist or all, but when it comes to evaluation process, there are some panelists. So this is the structure, that 3 to 15 people, they sit in a circle or in a U-shaped sitting arrangement, and people monitor them. Okay, so this is the structure of a group discussion. Next, what are the do's and don'ts of group discussion? Now let us throw some light on the do's. Now these are some suggestions or advices that I must say that you should follow, and if you do this, I'm sure you will be an active and good participant of group discussion. First thing is sitting comfortably. Now students, if you don't sit comfortably, you won't be able to deliver properly. So the first important thing is you should sit comfortably. Okay, so sitting comfortably is your first point. Next thing is listening to topic. You are supposed to listen to the topic very carefully. Okay, or it may misguide you to a different, or it may deviate you to a different topic. Okay, next thing is organizing ideas. Okay, so now there is a group discussion, and if people come up with different ideas, you are supposed to organize it and you are supposed to respond accordingly. Okay, other thing is speaking at the right moment. I also said this in your leadership skills, that you need to be patient, or you need to be a kind of person who waits for right moment. Okay students, so if you don't speak at the right moment, the right thing, it will not help you. It will not help you to your contribution in the group discussion. Okay, the next thing is identifying supporters and opponents. Okay, now this is also one of the important things, that if you know that these are your supporters and these are your opponents who are trying to negotiate you, okay, so then you can have a larger discussion and you can find out that this is how I can go up with the discussion. Okay, next, keeping track of time. See students, as far as the evaluation process is concerned, they will give you a stipulated period of time, that you are supposed to discuss this topic only for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, So you're supposed to keep a track of time, that yes, this much is the time we are given to discuss. Okay, so if you don't keep a track of time, you may end up with not having any conclusion or decision out of that group discussion. Okay, next thing is sharing time fairly. Okay, sharing time fairly means that you should not have a kind of idea that only I should speak, or only my supporters should speak. Okay, you should have a kind of idea that everyone should speak, and I should also be the one who can contribute to the discussion with taking a proper amount of time. Okay, so you should share your time as if you are there to just to contribute your ideas, you are there to share your ideas, and you want to do a kind of contribution. Next thing is maintaining eye contact. Now this I told you even in your appropriate body language. Okay, students, if you don't maintain your eye contact, it means you are not confident. Okay, so if you maintain your eye contact, it will help you to be an active participant. Next is taking notes. Okay, now taking notes helps you to communicate or to discuss the thing in a larger detail. If there is a kind of discussion in which facts and figures and numbers are involved, taking notes helps you a lot. Okay, so taking notes is also one of the do's you are supposed to do. Next, aiming for summary if needed. Okay, say for instance, if you want to sum up the entire discussion, okay, so you should have a kind of aim in your mind that I am going to sum up the discussion, and so you should have a kind of summary that this is how we can do the, if you are talking something about a problem, so you say about the problem and then the possible solutions. So this is how you sum up the entire discussion. Fine. So these are some do's which I am sure will help you in your group discussions to become an active participant and a good participant. Next, the don'ts. Okay, students. Now, as the do's are important, also are the don'ts. Okay. The first thing in don'ts, you should never be in a hurry to speak. You should never be anxious. Okay. You should be patient. That I told you in the gentleman quality. You should never be in a hurry. If you have a point, wait for your turn and then you just respond. Okay, so being in a hurry doesn't show up you as a good participant. Next is being silent. Okay, now group discussion is meant for members to discuss things. They are judging you on the basis of how you discuss or how you participate. So if you be silent, okay, and you just don't speak anything, so it won't make you a good participant. Next thing is dominating vocally or physically. Now this is one of the very important points which I feel. Now if you dominate your members verbally or physically, this will not help you. This will misguide the judges that you are not a gentleman. Okay, this will misguide that you don't have proper way of behaving and they won't select you. So dominating means if you try to offend people either physically or verbally, so it is not advisable at all. Next thing is assuming role of chairman. Now if you feel that you are heading the group discussion and you are the one who will initiate and you are the one who will sum up everything, so that won't make sense. So if you assume your role as chairman, so that is not advisable. Next thing is introducing the topic. Okay, don't introduce the topic. There is someone who is going to give you the topic. Okay, so you are not the only one who is going to say about the topic. There will be a person who will come and say that you are supposed to discuss about this topic. Okay, and then you just discuss whatever ideas you have. Okay, so this is also not advisable. Next thing is taking extreme stance. Okay, you should be flexible enough, students. Whenever there is an idea from other person, you should be readily acceptable. Okay, yes, I am ready, I am okay with this. You shouldn't have that kind of stance. No, this will not happen. You shouldn't be rigid or stubborn about things that you have in your mind. Next thing is looking at the faculty. Now I already told you, when it comes to evaluation process, there will be panelists. Okay, so they are the ones who will judge you. So we can say, if you look at the faculty, it creates a negative impression. So you should not look at the faculty. Instead, you should concentrate on your discussion and your friends. Okay, so that is about your, so that is not advisable. You shouldn't look at the faculty. Next thing is moving excessively. You shouldn't move, you should sit properly. You should have a stance which shows that you are confident enough and you can deliver all your messages properly. Okay, so moving excessively does not make sense. Next thing is throwing all ideas at one shot. Okay, you should wait, and you should wait for the right moment, that when your ideas can be expressed. Okay, if you have one idea, you should speak about it, and you should wait that people should respond to it. If at all people don't respond, then you can go for another idea, but don't be in a hurry to express all your ideas at one shot. Okay, so you should be cool and calm about whatever the things are being discussed. Okay, you should go for one idea at a time. Another thing is, you should not speak fast. Okay, speaking fast is also one of the things which may take you to a different direction. Okay, there are times when people don't understand you when you speak fast. In a discussion, your language should be audible, plus it should be understandable. Okay, so speaking in a moderate tone and volume will help you to become a good participant. Next thing is indulging in ill conversation. Now, students, ill conversation means that you should not use words which are not supposed to use. You should take the conversation or the discussion in a proper positive way. You should come up with logical and reasonable and rational kind of ideas which may take to a proper decision or conclusion. Okay, so ill conversation or something which are not important should not be discussed. Finally, getting emotional. Now, I told you this in your further, I told you in the earlier thing that you should have some kind of emotional balance. You should not have sentiments that impose some ideas on you and you get disturbed by it. Okay, so you should be emotionally balanced. You should neither be too angry about things nor too sentimental about things, that yes, this is how I should do and this is how I shouldn't do. Okay, so you should neither be too angry nor sad or nervous, or neither be too happy about things. You are there, you should understand that you are there only for group discussion. Okay, so you should be able to understand that yes, whatever the point it is his or her point, and